I always say I grew up on a farm in East Tennessee, and my first concert was Britney Spears, and that's, in a nutshell, my music. I've never shied away from that. I love every kind of music. I'm inspired by it. I listen to it. I go to every kind of show. I consider myself a country artist, but I'm certainly influenced by music. Subject to Change was a record that came out at a time when my life was shifting a lot, my personal life. And so while I was touring that record, I was making another one called Rolling Up the Welcome Mat. And that's a record that I made very quietly. The whole thing I made with one collaborator. We produced it together. I wrote half of it by myself and half of it with her. So while I was kind of doing, like, promoting this one album that it talked about my life, but it didn't talk about my life in the current state it was in. And so I was writing to process, I was writing to make sense of everything, and ended up putting that out, and that kind of became the thing that has made this year something that I could have never really expected. When you write about something really personal, especially something that in the South and whatever, like, is a bit more taboo, I guess, you know, like talking about divorce as a 29-year-old. The whole point for me of writing and making records is to put out music so young girls and boys and anyone that listens to it is like, ah, cool, valid, feel that too, not alone. And then once you feel like you can have conversation around something, then you build community around it, and then it's not taboo anymore, it's not scary. And so I think I've tried to do that, maybe in a tiptoey way, my whole career, and Welcome Mat specifically was the first time that I was like, I'm giving you dates, I'm giving you timelines, I'm giving you voice notes, I'm giving you my dog's name, I'm giving you addresses. And because of the reaction to that, I'll keep that level of honesty forever.
Big Sur looks beautiful this morning, and I should be missing you.
For everyone, but I think especially for women, like, there's this growth period that happens where you're in the weeds on, like, who am I? Why do I think the things I do? Am I comfortable with that? Do I want to challenge that? Do I like where I live? Do I like how I show up in my friend group? Life changes. Inevitably, it will happen to everyone, often. And the more that you accept it, and more so even like welcome it, the more that you learn how to enjoy it. I am so excited to come up for air, and I'm so excited to live a life to write about and take that process really slow. I've always had like a scarcity complex of like, if I'm not working all the time, I don't deserve any kind of win that I ever get or whatever. And I think I'm starting to shed that skin and just go like, wait a second, I love my real life. I want to nurture it, and I want to like experience the world and friendships and conversations, and then I want to write about that, and then what comes from that will be what is next. And I love that I don't know. For the first time in a long time, I just don't know. And I'm cool with it.